Hi, it's Ashley from Our First Ministry. I decided to do this video this morning, one that I've been planning to do for months. I wanted to go through my homeschool planner that I'll be using for the next year. It's actually the same planner that I use this year, and I loved it so much that I thought I would share it with you guys. I've been planning to do this video for months. I actually bought the planner the pre-sale because it was discounted, and I got it in like March. Well, here we are at June, but I just got to the end of my planner and needed to go ahead and start using this one, so I thought, well, this is the perfect time to go ahead and show you guys what planner I use and what I like about it. So this morning we came out early to the pool. The girls are gonna spend some time burning off some energy, and Mr. Judah is gonna nap, and Dad's gonna work, and I'm gonna do some work and probably jump in at some point. He's hanging out by the pool. So I wanted to show you the 2019-2020 planner that I use. It's always really beautiful, which is pleasant, instead of having something that's so bland, no color, no nothing. I really enjoy that she takes a lot of time in creating and designing the pages. So if you want to look it up, a family homeschool planner, the well-planned day. And I'll just show you like what I used this year. Kind of how it's set up, which I'll actually go through the next coming year, but you can see how I kind of filled it in before I actually take you through everything. This was September, so I started filling in for our school year here, and it worked really well. I used it in a different way than probably what she had anticipated, because I really only had one student, because I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, so I didn't really plan the day for my 2-year-old. I probably will this year. Okay, so here we are unboxing for the first time, which I really enjoy. Who gets excited about a homeschool planner or any type of planner for that matter? But I enjoy unboxing this one because she does such a great job in her packaging, and everything is corresponding, the colors. It makes planning pleasant. So here you go. Let's see what this is. A note to thank you. So we've got a thank you card here. And let's take it out and see. Isn't that pretty paper? Like, I just love pretty packaging. See how she's got it wrapped up here. Okay. The well-planned gal. That's what I'm trying to be. Working on it. Okay, so here we are. Look how pretty. And it's wrapped in plastic. There's some little extras that she throws in with it. Sunlight, curriculum. Cool, mission trips. So all that kind of extra stuff that you can look at later. I'm gonna set that aside and get into the planner. Starting out, this book belongs to section, kind of like a rundown of everything to expect. This part, she explains more about planning. giving you some information and some how-tos that are really helpful. Set a goal, develop a system, be realistic, use pencils. This is so important. I thought that when I first got this planner last year that I was going to buy some beautiful gel ink pens and I was going to have a really fun time filling in my planner, but just don't do it because it ends up being more of a headache when you have to go back and change things, and you do have to change things, and every week varies. So don't plan too far ahead. That's a really good tip because things do change so much. You don't want to plan your whole month and then have to go back and change everything. So here's some more helps on the next page. Planning for homeschool. So she's really helpful and insightful. Now this is utilizing your homeschool planner. This is how she has set it up, how she intends for you to use it. Now you can modify this however you want, and I do modify mine somewhat, but I just want to show you, like, here's your days across. This is your full week. And then here are your subjects: Bible, math, history, science, English. And then you have some blank spots here. I really did utilize these for read alouds, any other section if you want to teach Spanish or something else. And I also tried to write in our appointments also. The next page continues with tips. One, get back on the horse. So you might do well for a month planning, and you're really structured and you're really organized and you are just knocking it out of the park, and then somebody gets sick and you fall off the wagon. She encourages you to pick it back up and just continue on. Don't get discouraged. Don't throw your planner away just because you fell off the wagon. Just keep going. And then just more things, like it talks about how this planner can be a keepsake. There's a year at a glance, important info, home management, a chore chart, teacher schedule, class plan, student schedule, monthly calendar, articles, and shopping list. And here we are opening up to utilizing your homeschool planner. This is her example to you and how she intends for the planner to be used. Here's your schedule, Monday through Friday, and your weekends. Your topics or subjects: Bible, math, history, science, and English. Notice that you have some blank slots here. You can use these slots for all different sorts of things, which I did this past year. You can add extra topics or any additional activities that you can't fit in, during your planning here. Or what I did is I put my appointments in, and that was also on my month at a glance, which I'll show you shortly. She has set this planner up to where you can use it with 1 student, 2, 3, and 4. So, and she gives you an example of how you would write this in for each. There's for 3 and for 4. You're utilizing their initial and writing in what you plan for them for that day. She also includes teaching tips. These little quotes she has sprinkled all throughout, along with scriptures, which I really love. Here's your month and your following month. So we're in July. Your to-do list: dinner menu, self-care, and also your weekends. So as you look at this planner, this is a homeschool planner. This is what it's used for. Everything else is additional. The next page, she goes into some other areas that are included in the planner: around the house, enjoy reading, fun learning, education goals, weekly assignments, holiday organization, attendance and progress reports, future plans, and year in review. If you want to follow her, here is how you do that. So this area is considered your keepsake area for your memories of what you did this year. You can put your family photo here, and the reason why I really enjoy this part is because your planner, it's your record keeping throughout the year, but it's also a keepsake of everything that you've done with your child. And she has some really neat sections where you can add notes, and I'll show you those as we go along. But here we're starting out. Our favorite book, special events. We enjoyed traveling to. You get an idea. This year at a glance on the next page. Important dates to remember. Here is your important information section. I added people who I just was introduced to this year with our co-op, parents that I was not as familiar with. I would write their names in, their email, their phone number, any kind of contact information that was relevant to our homeschooling. And then if I came across any websites that would be helpful, here's a place where I could record them and go back to them later. Emergency contacts and odds and ends. The next sheet is your home daily cleaning schedule, Monday through Friday. And if that's what you do on the weekends, here's a section for that. Projects by month. And then this is a neat little section that I did use this year, but I didn't enforce with the kids as much as I probably should have. This is daily chore charts. And they have perforated edges that you can tear them out and laminate them and stick them on your fridge. And then your kid can write in what they are in charge of doing. And then they can mark off what they've done throughout the week with a dry erase marker. So I did do that. Here's an example of what we did this past year. This was for Beulah Ray, my 2-year-old. I had put the dishes away, vacuum, tidy room, dust room. So those are things that you can figure out what you want to do by age for each child, but I like the fact that you can laminate them and stick them on the fridge and they can go and mark them off as they go. On the back of those charts are the daily school schedules. So you can use this if you want. You don't have to use it. It's up to you. I did not really use this part as much because I go by my daily schedule mostly, but if you have older children, this would work really well because they can figure out what they need to do themselves and it makes them become more independent. So that's really neat. And now we're getting into our schedule per individual child. So here is starting out our whole day to the evening in 30-minute increments. Now you can write up your schedule for the child however you see your day going. If you want to work in the mornings, you want to work in the afternoon, this is their schedule to go by so that they can kind of figure out what they need to be doing when they need to be doing it. Now I have a 6-year-old now. This is not as relevant to me because she's not going to look at this as much, and I just solely go by my daily planning schedule. So I don't really use this as much right now. I may. Sometimes this past year, I went ahead and I filled it out to give myself an idea, but I didn't follow it very rigid. Flipping over, this is your class plan for each child. Remember, you can use this planner up to 4 kids. So you can put their photo here, give some information about them. Then we start recording our subjects and what curriculum that we use. You can put down what you decided for the first semester and the second semester, how much they cost. And that's really neat that you can keep up with your individual cost per child and have an idea at the end of the year what you spent schooling. Anything else that you purchase, and then your totals. And then here we are, we're starting on the second child. So this is the flow for your class plan. Opening up to our month at a glance. Now this I absolutely have to have in a planner. Without question, I need this. I love to look at my month ahead and start filling in, okay, we know that we'll be on doing our co-op on Tuesdays. We know Thursdays we'll have our PE with our group that we gather with, what days we're going to be at church, because our church is a little different. And so you can fill in your appointments, anything that's relevant that you need to be looking ahead for. I love this. So that's really neat. And then you have, of course, your calendar for the next coming month and some notes on the side. Okay, now we're getting into our monthly plan. So she always writes up something to encourage you at the beginning of every month that's relevant for that month. It being July, we are now starting to organize for school, most of us. Now, I plan to homeschool our children year-round, but I do participate in a co-op that starts in August that I do need to prepare for. So this is getting you in the mood for organizing. Over here is something that I've never really seen in another planner. These are shopping lists that you can also tear out. They're perforated. So this is, I think there's enough in here for, your week or even more. But I didn't use these shopping lists. Now, I told you before that you can modify this planner however you see fit. And I use an app for shopping. I didn't need this type of list to take with me because me and my husband use an app that is synchronized, and we both know what we're doing when we're at the store, what we're buying, what we need. And if you're interested in knowing what we use, I can let you know. Just shoot me a message. But I didn't use this for shopping. I actually use this as my to-do list because I'm huge on using a to-do list. It helps me function a lot more productive. It helps me keep my mind focused on what I need to accomplish for the day. So I would tear these out and I would pin them to my week. The next section is around the house. What do you plan on doing as far as chores with your kids? Is there something that you want to accomplish with them? Here's your household needs, project this month, any notes that you have. Flipping over, this is your reading log for the week. So here's your student. You can have this for each child, or you can use the whole box for one, or however many kids you have. This is your read aloud list, your library books checked out and when they're due. This is the fun learning section where you record your field trips, where you go and what you're doing when you're there. I thought this was really neat because I don't think many of us think to record things like this. We kind of remember what we've done, but having it written down makes you look back and say, wow, we did so many trips in this month and we did so many in the next month. And you look back at the end of the year and you say, wow, we really did a lot. Or maybe we just did way too much. And next year we're going to kind of trim this down some. Here is your education goals by student. Field trips and fun. She's got these little books to read. And did you know at the beginning of every week? Now, this is the beginning of July. So, of course, she's included the 4th of July story, things that you can do related to that or any holiday that's coming up in that month. And then we flip over and we begin our week. Okay. And then our next week. Okay. So you see the flow of how this planner is set up. And every week she's got a new scripture here, a new teaching tip, and some quotes. Okay, this is all of July. And you see how beautiful this planner is. Now we're rotating into August. And I love how she keeps everything cohesive with the colors and the theme. I just love a pretty planner. It makes planning a lot more pleasant. And she also, if you look here, she provides a Bible reading schedule for you. If you are really bad about keeping up with how much you are reading scripture because you're swamped with everything else, she provides a guide here to how to read your Bible. I believe this is in a year, so that's cool. And now we are starting out our new month. And her topic this month is creating a schedule. So she gives you tips and encouragement in her little write-up here. Here's your shopping list. Around the house, household needs, projects, and your notes. Here's your new reading log for the month. Your read alouds, your library books checked out, field trips, goals for that month, and also, and we're going through the month again. September. What's her topic? Scope and sequence. So she's going to talk about that. Beautiful, beautiful graphics. I love how she's created this planner. And I think she's really included a lot of things that moms would like to have in a planner, but wouldn't think to put in their own planner. Okay, so here's October. Ooh, that's pretty. I really like that. And I was going to try to find, okay, so here we have Halloween, where our holidays are, because sometimes she will include, let's go on to, well, this section right here, we start thinking about the holidays, which I really need some encouragement when it comes to prepping early for holidays. I say I'm going to do it every year, and I end up really behind and frustrated and stressed out because I didn't do this. But she does encourage you to start thinking about it even now. This is October, okay? Here we are, November. Let's see what she's going to talk about. Grading and keeping records. All right, now here is our holiday section. This part I really love about this planner. I don't think I've seen any other planner include a whole section dedicated just to planning for the holidays. So this is part of your, you're ending your November, going into December. She has a section for greeting cards, decorating checklist, decorating shopping list, holiday hopes, events and parties that you want to plan or you're going to be a part of, any holiday plans, maybe you're going out of town, you want to start planning that here. Now this is really neat, gift giving and recording it for each child, what you're going to get them or what you're thinking to get them, how much you're going to spend. Stocking stuffers, and then what you plan to spend on family and friends. Christmas shopping, the store, your to-do list, and your online shopping. So a whole section just for all of you Amazon shoppers. Look at this. Keeping it all in one place. Other websites, if you shop on Etsy, I don't know, the marketplace, you can record it here. Holiday traditions, maybe you want to start some new ones or carry on some old ones. Here's December. The blessing of field trips. That's her topic this month. And we're going on. So I'm going to just flip on. There's usually something about the new year. Okay, so here's New Year's Day. and your semester success. This is what you're going to write up. Semester notes. And this right here is your attendance log, which you'll be using, if you keep up with attendance, you'll be using this beginning in July or August, whenever you start. So, and this is set up for each student, okay? Student name. And then what I did is I created my own key. I think I used present for when we schooled, F if we went on a field trip, and S if we were sick, because I did keep track of how many times our kids were sick this year. Okay. Here's your grade log. If you are at that point where you need to record grades, I have a 6-year-old, so this past year I did not even need to really keep up with this. Progress and accomplishments and your grading scale. Okay, here we are, the new year, rethinking resolutions. She's going to talk to you about that, and we're starting January. Okay, and she's talking about learning styles. That's really interesting. I like that. Considering the future. Okay, that'll be interesting to read. And we're going on. So I'm just going to flip on through. Here we are in February. Standards and Common Core. February, March. Let's see what she's gonna. Assessment test. She is so comprehensive with these planners. I tell you, I'm like, wow, how did she think to include all of this for me? We are in April. STEM education, okay. Let's go on. I'm just going to let you see all of them because I know that when I'm purchasing something, I want to see everything. Here's May. Goals for the new year. Okay. So you're starting to get towards the end where you're going to wrap up, or most people are. Unless, like me, you're going to continue on throughout the summer and you just keep hitting it. Okay. And then June, of course, is going to be the last month of this planner. Okay. And you start over. The end of year, purging. So she's talking about how to keep up with your stuff and where to put it, what you need and what you don't need. Okay. So I'm going to go on to the end. And here we are at the semester success, and we're tying up the year. Okay. For tracking purposes. There's your grade log, your attendance record. And I mean, you're going to be doing this all along. So what I did is I took tabs, or I marked it with a paper clip, and I just stuck it here so I could flip. Every week I'm recording our if we're there working or if we're not. We're just keeping up with our days because, you know, most schools or most states require us to be logging the days that we school. Here it's 180. I didn't have to record it this year because like I said, I have a 5-year-old, a kindergartner who's now 6, and it's not relevant to us until the age of 7. But I did keep up with it because I'm creating patterns. I'm starting out now so that this isn't overwhelming to me when I actually have to do it. And I get an idea of how our family's going to flow and what days we're going to vacation. You know, I go ahead and I plan in the days I plan that we're going to be off for holiday. We may take 2 weeks for Christmas, or a whole week for Thanksgiving, or 2 weeks for spring break. That's up to us. If I school year round, I'm good because I'm keeping track of the days that we're in school. And, you know, if there's a life event, like this year, we had new baby. So we took off quite a bit of time during the spring because I was getting ready for the baby, and then also afterwards I needed to heal, and I didn't want to focus on school. I wanted to focus on healing and being with my family and enjoying those first few days, which ended up being a month, of just being with my newborn and my husband, who was also off. That's what I was focusing on, and that's okay because I can pick it up. That's what's great about homeschooling. Okay, we're coming to the end. This is our year at a glance for the upcoming months and year. Dates for the holiday. This is going ahead and planning for the months that are coming up. Okay, this is our reviewed section. Okay, by student name, our topics or whatever we chose to study that year, and it's per child. So this is a summary. Okay, and then here we're coming to the end. We also have report cards, semester 1 and 2. And these also are perforated, and you can tear them out, laminate them, whatever you want to do. And look, they're unique for each child. So that's it. That is the end of our planner. And I hope that you enjoyed this review. I hope that you have a better idea of what's included in this planner and how it can be used, and know whether it's something that you really want to purchase. I think that the Well Planned Day Family Homeschool Planner is a really great planner. It's made well, it's durable. It held up really well this past year, being thrown in and out of my bag, because I literally take this planner everywhere. I don't leave it at home typically. And so it's been through some rough days, but it's made it, and it just held up really well. I had no problems with it unraveling or coming loose or tearing. Now, you may be rougher than I am on a planner, but it just did really well for us. So there you have it. That is the Well Planned Day Homeschool. It's actually the Family Homeschool Planner. It has a ton of things that you can track. I mean, I've never seen a planner that is so comprehensive of everything that I need as a homeschool mom and wife, and all the things that I need to manage. If I didn't have this, I would probably lose my mind. So I am a big person on, I have to have something that's written. I don't do well with electronic planning or calendars. I want something that I'm writing, that I'm looking at. I open it up, I feel the page. You know, that's just me. Maybe I'm old school, but I really enjoy it, and I take it everywhere. So I think that she's just done a really exceptional job of thinking of all my needs. And if you're looking for a planner, especially if you're a homeschool parent, this is a great one. I don't know about other planners out there, but from using this one last year, it really helped me a lot. It helped me to keep my day organized and keep me on track and keep me focused, because it's really hard to keep focused. And also, another thing I love about having a written planner and a written to-do list is when I look at the end of my day and everything is chaotic, and I've gotten up, and from the time that my feet hit the floor, I've just been doing and serving. I don't see what I've accomplished that day. But if I'm checking off what I do all throughout the day, at the end of the day, I'll look and I say, oh wow, I did get a lot done today. It may not seem like it while you're in the midst of it, but you can see what you've done. And at the end of the week, the same thing. At the end of the month and at the end of the year, you see all the things that you have done, and that's your reward. That makes me feel good about what I'm doing. I know that I'm doing the best job that I can do, and also that's the way that I like to look at being a homeschool parent. When I stayed at home, when I wasn't working full-time anymore, I was going to treat this like my job. And so when I was working a full-time job, I had a plan for every day. I got up, I did my job, and so this keeps me focused. It keeps me homeschooling our children is important, and I have to be focused, and I have to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do for my kids. And so this is really great tool for that. Again, this is Ashley with Our First Ministry, just doing a review for the Well Planned Day Family Homeschool Planner, and hopefully this has been helpful, enlightening, and that you know that there are planners out there that can help you with your day, especially if you're a homeschool parent who has a ton of kids or just one kid. It doesn't really matter. We all need help planning our day, staying focused, and I feel like this planner is really great for that. So I just wanted to share it with you. Let me know what you think about it. If you've used it before, what did you think about it? Sometimes we know things as we go along that we would add to it. What would you add to it? So just, if you like this, share it. Like, subscribe our channel, and we appreciate you and everyone who tunes in to just be a part of our family and what we do. We're just here to encourage other people and be a light to other people, and I hope that's what we are for you.